Hey fishers, we've got a fair bit of activity around us now. Things are starting to settle down a fair bit. Got some good weather patterns coming through at the moment. This weekend could be okay, but what we've got at the moment, if you noticed, maybe you have or haven't, but the river's dropping dramatically again. By about Saturday, Friday afternoon, Saturday, should be back down to a pretty good level. So if you want to go out and chase a few crays, good time to do it. Just be aware it's going to be a little bit slippery around the banks and that sort of thing. But if you're in a boat, it's not going to be a problem. You'll be able to put your boat in most of the areas, especially if you go up to Wagga Sandy Beach where the Compleat ramp is, or Raj, somewhere like that. You'll cover the options pretty well. Getting a few people heading down towards the dairy, it's fishing okay, but the channel, Bundajerry Channel's fishing really well. Getting a few cod out of there. Got a couple of reports from the creek, some good, some not so crash hot. There is a few fish coming out of it, but it's not consistent. So as you can see, there's a bit of action close to home here. Lake Albert's pretty dead. Getting a few reports from Maso. He reckons that down Compleat Angle in Lavington, that is, he tells me that Dart's still fishing really well. We're happy with it. Some nice trout still out of the Hume Weir, very good. Haven't heard of any redfin of late, but not saying there's none coming out, but I just haven't heard of any. Below the Weir, still getting quite a few nice trout out of there. And down in Mulwala. Now, it's not going crazy, but there's some reasonable fish coming out. Off the bank with bait seems to be quite good down there, which surprises me a little bit, to be honest with you. Don't normally get a lot of reports from the bait fishermen down there, but we're pretty happy with it. Trolling, casting, doesn't seem to matter what you do. You'll pick up the odd fish. Where the hot spot is though, and look, most of us have been hearing about it, Blowering Dam, absolutely cracking. A lot of good fish coming out of it. Rainbow trout, occasional brown, a lot of big redfin, and some really big cod. Monster cod out of there. This is as good a place as you're going to find. If you don't want to travel all the way to Copeton, you'll catch just as many here. I can assure you of that. Put in the same amount of time and you'll get some very, very good fish, and the quality is exceptional. Swim baits, soft plastics, hard bodies, doesn't really matter. Any surface lure that you like. There's no real consistency in the catches that are coming out as far as what type of lure. Off the bank with bait, they're getting some very, very good cod. Big grubs in particular are doing well. They're also catching a lot of yellow belly. This is something that hasn't happened this early normally. Yellows off the bank with worms of a night time. Excellent catches. We're getting some real good activity there at the moment, so I'm really pleased with that. Eucamean to Tangra, Jindabyne, if you can handle the cold, you will catch fish without too much trouble at all. Not much activity out of Wangler, a little bit out of Burrinjuck, a few big cod. So there's a bit of action all around us, as you can see. Pretty happy with the whole scene at the moment. Hope we got a great weekend coming up. This is the Compleat English Fish Report for this week. We'll catch you next week.